what do you think of Deshaun Watson officially saying that he wants out and putting it on the record?
I think it's long overdue. I would have liked to have seen him do it earlier, but this is good enough. We understand it. From the days of Bill O'Brien and some of the decisions that he's made, particularly the latest, most egregious thing was letting go of DeAndre Hopkins. Enough was enough. And after this horrid season that transpired, there's no way around it. And then when you look at the fact that this is a guy that was in tears and incredibly grateful and thankful to the organization for the money that they gave him, even though Max's points are very, very valid in terms of he was going to get that money anywhere because he earned it. The bottom line is he expressed graciousness and gratitude. Yet at the end of the season, it was a complete 180, and he wants nothing to do with the organization. That tells me that they did something wrong, that they betrayed him in some kind of manner. When you take that into account, along with the fact that Adam Schefter reported this is the most unattractive job, that there are a bevy of individuals that didn't even want the job. In all likelihood, even an Eric Bieniemy did not want that job. You have to take that into consideration. And now we hear the news of David Culley, a guy that's 65 years of age, getting a job for the first time as a head coach in the National Football League. Has been associated with the National Football League for 27 years. I'm very, very happy for him. Very happy for him. Very happy that a black man got a head coaching job opportunity. But the flip side to that is that he's never been an offensive coordinator. He's never been a defensive coordinator. And to put him in that position, essentially what you did was you set him up to fail because you've alienated the star quarterback. Clearly the organization is going to be moving in a different direction because there's nothing but mayhem and everything else going on there right now. You bring him in, you've set him up to fail because I don't see any way how he can succeed in the immediate future, and that's usually the kind of job a black man gets. And unfortunately, that's the situation here with Houston. But I'm still happy for him, and I'm happy that Deshaun Watson decided to make his feelings official in that regard. I have no problem with his position whatsoever because the Houston Texans appear to deserve this.
My reaction is this. We are about to see the biggest trade in NFL history, by far. You know, you always think of Herschel Walker because back then running backs were this enormous deal, but not like quarterbacks are today. And Herschel Walker was traded for so much, the Dallas Cowboys had a dynasty after that, right? But still, it ain't like a quarterback today. And Joe Montana got traded to the Chiefs, but he was toward the end. They had Steve Young, and he did great with the Chiefs, took him to the AFC Championship game, but again, toward the end. When have we ever seen this? A quarterback, a great quarterback, in his prime. Guys, when you think about everybody in the NFL, there's only one player with more trade value than Deshaun Watson. That one player is Patrick Mahomes, because he's even better. But that's it. There's no one else. Aaron Rodgers, you could say, is a little better than Deshaun Watson still, but Rodgers is 37. You want to argue Russell Wilson? And maybe I'll take Deshaun Watson right now. But Deshaun Watson is 7 years younger than Russell Wilson. Josh Allen is a star, and maybe he's going to be a superstar. Lamar Jackson's already won MVP. You know how I feel about Justin Herbert, and everyone's raving about Trevor Lawrence. None of those guys right now is Deshaun Watson, who's 25 years old. We're about to witness the biggest trade in NFL history. That's my first thought. My next thought is this. I hear a lot about the Jets and the Dolphins. I'm a Giants fan. And the Giants are in a position that most NFL teams are in. You're better off with Deshaun Watson. Like the bidding for Deshaun Watson, the fact that take Daniel Jones, take the first-round pick this year, second-round pick this year, first-round pick next year. The odds that you find Deshaun Watson or a player nearly as valuable as that, even when you weigh all those things, are slight. You're much better off with Deshaun Watson. So if that goes, I think of the Giants. I'm a Giants fan. That goes for a lot of teams in the NFL. Most teams in the NFL should try to move mountains right now to get this guy. And finally, the hiring of Culley, who's a black head coach now, but Stephen A., good for them for hiring him. I can't help but to think he's 65 years old, and he's replacing an interim coach who's even older than that, African-American. Mm-hmm. Is that a 10-year plan, would you say, Stephen A.? If you hire a 65-year-old, is that a 10-year plan?
It ain't even a 5-year plan.
I'm not saying Culley's all right. I'm not saying Culley's not qualified or that I'm not happy for him. He's paid his dues in many respects, you know, for a while in the NFL. That's fine. But from the point of view of the Texans, to me, it feels like a PR move, like a move meant to maybe, because they know this is coming from Deshaun Watson, frame him as, well, what does he want? Where you can see this is not their head coach is not in their long-term plans, just given his age.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.